What's up, guys? It is currently 03:57 in the morning, October 12th, 2024. We are approaching a presidential election in a few weeks. The country seems like it's lost its mind. I want to say that out loud. I wish there was way more unity and way more coexistence. Not going to get political, but I really miss how the country used to be. And if we could just get back to how happy we were and making fucking money and shit like that, like all the other things will work themselves out, believe me. I am on 1 month and change since, no, tomorrow will be 1 month actually, since I got my office and I have undertaken this Steve Jobs experience. So, a little bit more peppy because I got things going and I've been running around and, takes a lot out of you. But sure, Steve Jobs understood it. I'm sure that, the greats that, made their mark and stuff like that, I'm sure that they went through this too. So I am on my own path. I am not on anybody else's, but I wanted to talk tonight about what I do. So what I do is I excel at hospitality and service. I've been managing gentlemen's clubs for the last 6 years, on and off. I say managing because everybody's a manager. You're managing everything. If there's a fight, you manage it. You manage all the fun shit, and then the actual manager has to deal with the bullshit, like the paperwork and stuff. So we all manage. We all serve. We all welcome guests into our establishments, and we treat it like it's their first experience, and we try to make it their best experience every single time we see them. There is a formula to this shit. So, to coexist with the first couple videos I have on my page about gentlemen's clubs and stuff like that, I will say that you have to be understanding of what you're good at in life. And if for any position in the club, just about anybody can be good in a club. So I try to stress that, and my goal is to explain to everybody how to do it the right way. Because this industry of gentlemen's clubs, cabarets, strip clubs, whatever you want to call them, they're properly referred to as gentlemen's clubs. So what I will say is, sorry guys, I'm trying to make this phone stay, but it won't. That doesn't work. Okay, there you go. All right. Technical difficulties. We got it. All right, so we're a little slanted here, but to talk about the gentleman's industry, how did I get into the industry is where I should start, right from the beginning. So I was on my own little entrepreneurship. I had 2 Rottweilers, Lucy and Kobe. You can follow them, Lucy_and Kobe, the Rotties, on Instagram. And I had a litter of puppies, and they were amazing, and I missed them, and I hope they're doing awesome. By chance, I'm going to tell you how many things go by chance in life, and like when you're lucky, and you have to believe you're lucky, and that's how you're lucky. It's the whole key. Everybody knows who's lucky. But I was driving from Philadelphia to California, and I bought a truck specifically because I had 2 Rottweilers. Ford F-150. Do not buy an old, raggedy Ford F-150 if you have dogs and you're trying to drive across the country. What I would say is get a rental and then drive across the country and then buy something when you get there. Through personal experience. I bought the truck because I had 2 Rottweilers and I knew I was going to be doing a lot of work with them, and in and out, and like they might as well destroy the truck because they destroyed all my Chargers and my Jeep, and they crapped all over the back of the Chrysler Sebring I had one time. I'll upload all those videos, guys. I have so much documentation on my purchasing of Rottweilers, and they're just an amazing breed, and they were my best friends. Lucy and Kobe, phenomenal dogs. The puppies were absolutely beautiful. You'll see that on their page. And I had to upload more snaps and stuff because I took so many videos and pictures with them when I had litter. So I'm driving across country, and the truck breaks down in Colby, Kansas. How funny. I have a dog named Kobe, and I break down in Colby. So, long story short, um, I got towed to Burlington, Colorado, which might as well still be in Kansas because it's so far away from everything in the world. Um, hey, there we go. We're back. So the truck broke down. I got a room, and as I'm trying to figure out how to get from the middle of nowhere to further in the middle of nowhere, um, my dogs, I guess, ran away, and not ran away, but they were shagging. We'll leave it at that. They were shagging. So the dogs got pregnant that night. And 63 days later, and you can time it by the clock, they will have puppies. So I had 7 amazing Rottweilers. And I was delivering Chinese food part-time in Denver, Colorado. And I delivered to PT Centerfolds, my very first club. And I walked in, I delivered my Chinese food, I got my tip, and they said, "Hey, do you want a job?" And I was like, "Yeah, why not?" And there you have it. That's how I got into the industry. So what I learned is, in the industry, it is through experience and experience. You are providing an experience in this industry. A lot of people have this mindset of dungeons and sex slaves and all this crazy crap that goes on. No, it's actually one of the most structured businesses out there. It's very to the point. It's about the money. It's about throwing a great time, but there's accountability and there's a lot of safety, a lot of protection. So we do our jobs very well. We protect the girls. We are professional at it, and we are there to service all the guests that come in and provide them a great, safe experience, and then make sure that we don't send drunks out on the road. We'll get them an Uber. We'll put them in a hotel. We'll drive them home ourselves if we have to. That's a possibility. Situation dictates. However, what I will say is you should probably never drive a guest home, ever. I just wouldn't. It puts liability upon yourself. And it's just something I wouldn't recommend. There are very, very big spenders and important people and elite people, and you might want to get them with Suburban, or maybe your club has a vehicle that is pretty nice and they have their own driver, stuff like that. That usually happens. Legalities, I personally wouldn't put a guest in my personal vehicle. If I was going to drive them with the SUV, I'd make sure that everybody had their seatbelt on. Just little things. Very important. Stay safe. Don't get sued. Dram Shop is real. I'll have a whole episode on Dram Shop later. But as far as the industry, so I went in and it's a bar, right? But it was a full nude bar, so there was no alcohol. It was just a bartender, and there's a bunch of floor hosts, and there's a VIP guy, and then there's a manager, and then there's another manager, and there's a door girl, and then there's, the hookah guy, or you get the restroom attendant, or, if your club has food, blah, blah, blah. But the people I had were floor hosts, bartenders, manager, bathroom guy, and that's it. So I worked, and it is literally the best job in the world because you get to be yourself. After you learn what your position is, for people who have been in the industry, obviously they know what they do for money in the club, whether it is you're a bar back, you're a bartender, you're a server, you're a manager, you're an entertainer. So you can classify it and break it down into those aspects. And then once you learn how to do your job, then you basically just be yourself. People really, really go there to have a good time and to connect with people and to have a social setting and to talk and to spend their money on people that they like. So all you gotta do is shake every hand in the building. It's a very easy task once you realize how rewarding it is. And it becomes fun. You just never know whose hands you're gonna shake. And I'll say that every guest will deserve and appreciate to have their hands shaken, by at least one staff member a night, to just say, "Hey, I'm here. Here's my name." Sometimes I've been a bar back and just running around, just shaking hands, even though I'm running across from one bar to the other to the back. But at this club, my job was basically to protect the girls, walk the girls out, clean up stuff, take care of business when we needed to, with guests, however they may present an issue or a problem or a, solution needed occurrence for us. But what I'll say is always be professional, always shake hands, introduce yourself. Like, it's just like if you go sit down at a diner and the waitress comes up, she's all bubbly. Hey, my name's blah, blah, blah. I'm here to take care of you. Can I get you all started off with a drink? Like, that's good service, right? So provide the same thing. And once I learned that, the doors opened up for me for everything in this world. And they really do. There, people will lead you to the world. But for the the time being that I was there, I excelled because all the girls loved me. I would always protect the girls. If the girls need anything, we would pick up their ones, take out the trash. We would go clean the parking lots as soon as we closed, walk the girls to their cars, make sure they got home, make sure they didn't get followed, tell them to come back if they did, protect them. Service the club, do whatever the manager needs. Don't get involved with drugs. Don't get involved with underage. Don't get involved with prostitution. Don't get involved with after-hour alcohol sales, like in alcohol clubs. I'll say that primo important. Don't ever kill your liquor license. But a cabaret license is not easy to get either, and they are not cheap. So, our jobs were basic understanding of the business and to enforce it at the lowest level in the building. Now, however, you might be the lowest level in the building, but you make the most money as far as not an entertainer, because the girls will take care of you. Once the girls feel comfortable with you, feel safe with you, once they are, coming up to you going, hey, where's the money at? That's when you're in good with the girls because you help them and they rely on you and like you work like brother and sister. And that is literally the key to it. Get to know the girls. Your position may be a little bit more difficult depending on what part of the club you're in. But if you're a floor host, door host, VIP host, you're going to meet all the girls. You have to, pretty much, because they're going to come up to you and you're going to have to work together in multiple ways. One thing that we had to deal with was guys taking pictures. Handled that many, many ways. I would say the best possible way to deal with that is to say, hey, find out, number one, if they have a tab. Because if they end up saying, F this place, I'm leaving, now you just cost a server or a bartender a tab. Or an entertainer. They might owe them money. So make sure you find out they have a tab. Close them out if they do have a tab first before you talk about anything else. 3, I would suggest saying in a very professional manner, if they are seating, kneel with them, get eye level. Drunk people, they might come in drunk. I'm just saying in general, we didn't serve alcohol, but if they were drunk and they came in from another club and they got Ubered over, they're still drunk. So you still have to deal with them like drunks. And how you deal with drunks is first you get to know their name as soon as you can, because the more people drink, the less they feel like meeting people. Unless it's like one spur of the moments or you compliment something. Like you gotta be really nice to drunk people and like really take care of them because they will like you. Drunk people are easily, friendly when they feel like you're not walking up like, hey, what's up? Like be very friendly to drunk people and they'll be nice to you. And then you have to act like you're a friend the whole time. You know what I mean? Like make sure that like you check on them 100 times after you meet them. Just keep fucking checking on them. Keep walking over, do something. Figure out a way to keep talking to them because they're only going to get more drunk, and don't let them forget you. Because if they remember you and it's time to kick them out, now they know who you are because you shook their hand, you met them, and people will come back the next day and appreciate and thank you for it. And it's amazing. It's very rewarding. What I will say is this, that we were taken care of by the girls because we kept them safe. We didn't try to have sex with them. We didn't do things, like people want to go hitting people's vape pens. Let's just be honest. Everybody's got a fucking vape pen nowadays. Like, the more that you're cool with the girls and like they run to you for protection and they ask you for help and shit like that, you're gonna make tons of fucking money. I can promise you, it'll change your life. I was living out of my car. Obviously, when I had the dogs and they got pregnant, and then I moved to Denver and I got a little farm in Aurora, and it was amazing. But I was basically like stuck with them all day with the dogs. If I wasn't sleeping, I was stuck in the car with them. So I would bring them to work. Obviously, I would bring them to work. I had their little doggy bed in the car. I put all the windows like cracked in employee parking. I'd walk them like 25 times a night. I would bring them into the back area where there's not music from the club. and they could play with the girls, and like they loved the girls. It was great. Like they were the most popular creatures in the world to walk into that club every night. So it was great. It was a blessing that I like had all these people that cared about me and like helped me make money and like really took me from like A to like Z. And I'm grateful because I can remember everything about them. Sean McCormick, my manager, was phenomenal. He was the first GM I ever had, and I honestly can tell you that he was a great guy to work for. If he's out there and you're watching this, Sean, please hit me up, man. I miss you. I don't have your number, but always have you in my heart, brother. So, you know, I can remember a lot of nights, and because they were memorable, you know. But that's the thing is like you make them memorable, and you know, what I'll say is this: if you're good with people and you're tired of working a 9 to 5 and you're trying to excel for who you are, go get a job at a gentleman's club. If you don't mind doing service, that's all it is. Now, for entertainers, it's a different story because you have to be a lot closer to the guests. But I'm just saying, in general, if you get a staff position at a club, you're going to make money. The more people that you meet, the more people that start to like you, the more people remember you, the more people know that, you know, you just got a new apartment or just bought a new car or like whatever. They're going to congratulate you. They're going to hook you up with money and just thank you for everything you do and show appreciation in the same breath. So what I'll say is this is like, it's a phenomenal industry if you do it right, if you do it the way I tell you to do it, and you follow the steps that I tell you, you will be rich, and I mean rich. One big thing I will say, if you're seasoned or if you are just starting today and you're looking to get into this line of work, take 10, 20, 30%, depending on your week. I mean, come up with your own numbers, not your accountant. Put a nice amount into silver and gold every week. And, you know, do your research before you go out and buy. Make sure you find somebody that's trustworthy, not going to rip you off. But I would go to a coin shop. I would take a percentage of your wealth that you made and turn it into true wealth. Put it in silver, gold, coins, bars. No premium coins. Nobody's going to care. And in a time of crisis, how special your coin is, they're just going to be worried about its weight in gold or silver. So what I will say is that now I'm not saying like, you know, go put it in there to cash it out and spend it. I'm saying you're going to have true wealth to fall back on if times ever do get truly hard, or if you really just want to increase, you know, your value to the world. Because gold and silver is definitely going up, and it's a sure investment in the world nowadays. I can say that proudly. I really don't give a fuck if people think this is financial advice. I know people always put disclaimers out like, this is not financial advice. I don't give a fuck what you think it is. This is what I do. So if you follow my steps, you'll do well in this industry. So you take a lot of cash, right? Take a lot of cash in every week. And in this industry, you know, people will slip you a lot of money. And one strategy you can do is like I did to save up for Kobe. I put all my 50s and 100s away into an envelope somewhere that I couldn't touch at night. I would work. And before I know it, I had enough money to buy them. It was a very expensive puppy. Beautiful, but expensive. And then dogs are expensive. Very expensive. Especially I was feeding them Origin. That's why my puppies looked amazing. And they're just like their parents, very healthy, very, you know, active and alive and just amazing. But this industry blessed me with the ability to travel with them and to show them the world and feed them steak every night. Not like almost every night, but like almost every night. Neck bones and bully sticks. Like my dogs live the life. I have so many snaps I have to upload. It's not even funny. So I love just thinking about my beginnings in this industry because it really did. It boosted me so high. And for the last 6 years, I've been on fire. And it's just an amazing story on top of it all because I wrote it, of course. But you have to be grateful. I'm going to tell you this. Don't walk into a club, don't walk into anywhere in life and expect like people owe you. Earn it from them. People will take care of you when they like you, and one way to like you is to be genuine. So it's the most important part of being you is being genuinely you. And on the cash aspect of it, I would definitely invest some of it. Don't go out buying shoes. Don't think because I had a $3,000 night that I should go out and spend all of it. No, you should save it for the nights that aren't amazing and you still have money to pay your bills. A lot of people in this industry, it's almost a curse that you'll make tons and tons and tons of money on a consistent basis, and then how much do you have to show for it? So invest. Don't spend all of it. Save. Cash on hand. If you're working in the industry, you're making decent money, you should have at least $10,000-$20,000 cash on hand. You got the money for it, and you'll make it very quickly. But you should put money away. Stick it somewhere. I don't really care. But invest money into gold and silver, precious metals, not jewelry. It's another thing. I definitely want to invest into jewelry. It's something you want to keep, not something you want to invest in, unless you're going to open a jewelry store one day. But what also I will say is you should take care of people. Be a good person. If somebody in your life who you really love, don't go just hand $100 bills out on the corner, unless that's your thing. But what I'll say is take care of the people who took care of you and who helped you get as far as you could to get to a decent place where you're breathing and not drowning. Don't forget the people who helped you, and be genuine and true to them always, and know who your true friends are. They're the ones, if anybody didn't know, that when you're down, they are there for you. It's not, oh, you're doing great, how you doing, let's go hang it. Nah. When you're down, those people are the ones that you have to show love to again. And then you're going to meet people in the club. You're going to meet a lot of people, so you might meet serious people. Everybody's going to want to give you your number if you're a female, I'm just letting you know. But if you meet like an attorney, if you meet a doctor, you're going to meet people who it's really nice to know. Politicians, police officers, you're going to meet firefighters, emergency service dispatch people, which is a really good thing to know nowadays. And you'll meet sports arena people. You'll meet famous people, sports players. You'll meet a lot of people. Get to know everybody, because they will make your life easier when you're not at work. If your best friend's a veterinarian because you met him in the club and your dog gets sick, helps to really know the vet and know them at a different level. Just trust me on that. Just trust me. Do not cross the line and be more than professional with them. Don't even be friends with them. It's good to know people. I didn't say it was good to be friends with everybody. Don't get me wrong. If Meek Mill walks in the club, I'm going to try to be friends with that man. It's just certain people that you're going to meet and but don't ever try to mix business and pleasure. Encourage them to always come in. Encourage them to tip people. When they really love you, they'll tip whoever you tell them to tip, especially if you're a girl. But, you really need to respect the fact that you can make tons of money doing it the right way. Do not ever get involved in the stupid shit that people, oh, can you do this? Or does anybody do this? Or do you know where I can get that? No. We serve alcohol or we do not serve alcohol. We serve food or we do not serve food. We have a VIP area. We do not have a VIP area. If you want to buy a Red Bull, go to the bar. Things like that. People at the door, I would never, ever in the world accept a tip to get a underage kid in the building, because if you get an underage kid in that building and something happens to that kid and it comes down to who let him in, fuck the job. You got legal issues now. We do not want that. So don't get involved in shit that can have you in a courtroom. Just do it the right way. Like, I'm sure everybody has like a conscience. Maybe not a lot of people have common sense, but a lot of people have a conscience. And you should totally follow your conscience. Like, is this right? Is this not right? But, people will bless you. People will teach you things. People will connect you to places. You might meet, somebody owns a restaurant, a really nice one. Now you know somewhere that you can bring somebody out if you want to go on a date with your significant other, and you know the owner. It's really nice. Or you might meet a bartender from there. You might meet a manager or something. So I could go off forever. I really could. It's 4-something in the morning. I gotta hit the gym still because I have a routine. Stay in a fucking routine. When you're in a club, stay in a routine. Go to work, make your money, leave. That's it. Go to work, make your money, and leave. Don't do anything else in the club. Don't bring the club home with you. Multiple ways of meaning that. But what I'm trying to say is, like, it'll give you true power to live the life you want to live. But you got to do it the right way. And I did so well at PT Centerfolds that I was promoted to Diamond Cabaret, which is a $90 million club. And it's in the middle of downtown Denver. And it's beautiful, magnificent. Probably the most extravagant club I've ever worked in. But all that being said, I've traveled so many cities. I've traveled the world. I know people all over the place. I really do. And I am adding a lot of my Snapchat friends to my Instagram. So please believe me when I tell you, if you added me in a club, and there was a lot of people who added me in a club, I appreciate you for following my YouTube channel and my Instagram. It means everything. I can't even speak about the people that are in my life that I know. All through meeting them in the club. Hey, what's your name? I'm Tony. Nice to meet you. Like, it'll lead you to the world. So, I could go on forever. We're gonna make this nearing the end part of the video. So, guys, I'm going to break down positions in the club. I'm going to break down how to handle situations. I'm going to also do a podcast, but I'm going to talk a lot. So what my time is worth, you can't even imagine. So if I am giving you my time in this video, I would at least tell you to appreciate mine by liking, subscribing, following, sharing. Tell everybody. Tell your dog. And maybe our dogs can be friends. But follow me, not just for all the amazing advice I give, but follow me for how to be a good person, because I want everybody to understand that being a great person is inside all of us. And if you're just nice to people, you treat people right with fairness, respect, and honesty, and respect their dignity, I will say that you'll understand why I do the things I do. So I wish everybody a great weekend. I got a lot of shit going on, so I'm gonna make a couple more videos this weekend, but I might not get to it till in the middle of the morning. So stay tuned. Thank you always and forever. And be grateful, spread blessings. Make your bed when you wake up. Live healthy. Help people that you don't know that deserve it. Go out of your way. Do good things. Have a great weekend. If I said that already, I don't care. Have a great weekend again. Guys, you're going to learn to love me, and you're going to learn that I will never lead you wrong. So, to everybody, make sure you go out and vote. Do your due diligence to the country. Be a good American and vote. Prepare. Because things could go a lot of ways. Prepare. Buy your water now. Don't go trying to buy it on November 5th or on November 6th if things start getting crazy. Stock up. Save up. Take care of your loved ones. Stay up and keep following me for more amazing parts of this story. Love you guys.